Hey everyone, I'm Michael Majors.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. All right, today we're here on the Versus series with a few unique decks.
Unique, but decks that have been doing well the last couple weeks. So they are decks that I expect to be contenders in the next couple weeks of standard tournaments that maybe you are not familiar with if you just follow the paper meta game and aren't looking to Magic Online.
Yeah, we're basically kind of taking some of the cream of the crop from Magic Online the last couple weeks. I'll be playing Blue-Red Eldrazi Control and Ross Merriam's on Bant Humans this week. Kind of some interesting variations on pre-existing archetypes. My deck is kind of I don't even know if you would say it's like a spin-off of Ramp, because it's kind of not, but...
I mean, it's kind of a control deck. It's kind of a Ramp deck.
Yeah.
It is more of a, it sort of looks like it could be a tap-out control deck, but it's got some counter spells. Mm-hmm. I think in reality, if there were a good sort of Mind Stone kind of card, a way to get from 2 mana to 4 mana, then it might be more of a pure ramp deck. But because there isn't, it's going to be controlling the game for the first 3 or 4 turns, and then look to get ahead on mana with a Hedron Archive.
Yep. So basically, this almost mono blue deck. It plays red for Kozilek's Return and Chandra Flame Color, but this blue-red control deck is trying to kind of keep its opponents off balance, maybe counter a Planeswalker or two with some counter spells, cast a Kozilek's Return to stay ahead on the battlefield, and then it kind of incidentally ramps with its lands, Shrine of the Forsaken Gods or Majoring Network if it doesn't have to take the turn off to counter a spell. And then you kind of work towards Hedron Archive, and then you just hit your opponent with Haymakers, Drowner of Hope, and Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Ulamog in particular is just
quite the haymaker.
A really awesome trump against some of the decks we've seen recently, like Cryptolith Rights decks and Green-White Tokens. Neither of those decks really has the ability to compete with like an Ulamog that triggers the flashback on a Kozilek's Return.
Yeah, I mean, even if they Declaration and Stone it, the damage has already been done. You've got probably a Planeswalker and a land and wiped their board of creatures, so they have to spend two mana their next turn just to deal with it, and then try to rebuild their board from there, and it's usually not going to happen.
Yep, at least that's the plan.
Yeah. And then the Bant Humans deck has a lot of cards that we've seen in the format, but maybe not combined in the way that
just,
they're combined in this deck.
Picked and choose from like every single green-white deck that exists.
Yep, and then we've got Thraben Inspector, Lambholt Pacifist, Duskwatch Recruiter, Tireless Tracker, all sort of held together by Collected Company. That card's really good. And then Thalia's Lieutenant. Yeah. So you can company into 2 Thalia's Lieutenants, and suddenly your board is huge.
Yeah, just a bunch of 6/6s or some nonsense like that.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it's just trying to be the most powerful Collected Company deck, as opposed to the original Bant Company deck that's still playing like Bounding Crisis, Jace, which wasn't really very good in the deck because it didn't have a lot to do with it and couldn't flip it very quickly.
I don't know if that's the word we want to use, but it's performed less well than in the past, I guess.
Yeah, significantly. But this deck sort of, rather than use the more traditional Bant creatures, just sort of takes advantage of human synergies and the power of Thalia's Lieutenant, and then there are enough humans and Bant colors to make it all come together. And then you still have access to Dromoka's Command, still play Ojutai's Command like the previous Bant Company deck, so that you can hold up 2 of them and sort of put your opponent in the squeeze.
And returning Thalia's Lieutenant with Ojutai's Command has just got to be great.
Yeah, especially in response to a Kozilek's Return.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, I'm going to. That's my plan. Your plan is to cast Ulamog. My plan is to blow Kozilek's Return.
All right.
Let's see whose plan works out best.
Works out, yeah. 3 of a kind.
Ooh, so I need to 1 or a 3 on this.
Oh man. Come on.
We did it. Okay, here for game 1, and I have a solid hand. Gonna need another land or 2, but still not gonna mulligan. We've got plenty to do early.
I'm also going to need another land or 2, but I have different reasons for that than Ross, probably.
Per stream.
Go.
That was a little awkward, but not too awkward. You have my coast. I'll take a point, and I will play Duskwatch Recruiter.
Okay.
19. Not sure which one is right to play there. There's a good chance it actually flips because Michael's playing a lot of counter spells, And either flipping is great. So, and if they don't flip, then having this one is obviously better.
Yeah. I don't really think I can afford to pass, because then Ross will probably just be able to play 2 spells next turn and hit me for 3, so that does not seem particularly great. Just spatial contortion that. Go.
Okay. Well, given that if I draw another battle land, this will enter untapped, I'm going to play this one. And I'll take another point to 18 and play a Lamphold Pacifist.
Okay.
You can go.
Let's see. So again, we can kind of choose to leave this up or play this. If we leave up the 1 card, then we're going to take 4 damage, and we're going to be under some pressure. Don't really want that to happen. But Frost just like main phase is a collected company. That's not good for us either. I think I'll just cast Anticipate.
Sure. And
Take this card.
I think I'll find a planes with this.
I'll play a Shrine and pass.
Nah, I'd rather find a forest. Would I rather find it? Lands are hard. I'm just going to find the planes.
Also, normally, like, if my opponent just led on these cards, I would assume they're normal Bant company. Like, there's actually just a very good chance that Ross just plays a Thalia's Lieutenant and gets the best of both worlds, but just Lamphold Pacifist and Dustwatch Recruiter, I'd probably assume he's just playing normal Bant company.
Okay, that's not acceptable. So I'm going to take a point to 17 and main face his company.
Yep.
Against his counter spells. Maybe we can hit something to let Lamphold Pacifist attack. Or we can hit an embarrassing assortment of creatures that don't do anything.
I do love reality.
Pass the turn.
Alright, we're just gonna keep working towards our big stuff.
Yep.
Your turn.
I do not feel like this game is going very well. Once again, I'll attack for 4.
13. Or excuse me, 16.
16, yeah, wrong side.
Yeah, you don't get those free points.
Finally got some damage in, and I will pass the turn. And finally flip to Lamphold Pacifist.
Exciting.
This of all else is 100% finding a forest.
Alright, so I'll cast a Drowner, trigger that.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Hold the phone.
No. Alright, your turn.
I believe I'd rather return Duskwatch Recruiter than draw a card, so I'll do that.
All my plans.
So you're still 2 lands away from the shrines, adding 2 mana.
Yep.
That's good. And I will attack for 10. That's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm at 6.
It's more than I expected to be attacking for. You're at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I will play this tapped Fortified Village and pass the turn.
Okay.
Yeah, this flips. That's how that works.
Alright, draw a card. That is not great.
Nicely insulated against a Kozilek's return here.
Yeah. Blocking Fumarole does nothing, so I guess we need to sacrifice this Heatran Archive.
I'll allow it.
And we are 1 land off of having kept these up and actually playing this, but yeah, we're dead.
Hochidai's Command. Good card.
Yep, should have won the die roll.